is certainly a lot more predictable as to what T1 will want to do. It's nothing strange like the core pos 1 Undying, like the mid Morphling. They have managed to take that scariness away from T1, but I think even with a more straightforward draft, T1 still looks pretty scary to deal with.
I'd agree with you on that. At the very least, John, you did make the point that this should be a closer game number 2, and I would agree with that as well. I think the drafts are much more even going into this game number 2, and we'll see. It's all about how you perform. So we are going to head into game number 1. John, 4 predictions to be made, so we need the guaranteed answers for some Battle Pass points. What are you thinking?
Time of first tower destruction, concede around 8 to 11. There's a chance for sub 8, but 8 to 11 is always the safer bet. Player with the first triple kill. That is pretty hard to call. Maybe Thompson. Player with the highest total magic or pure damage done to heroes at game end. Oh, I feel like Enigma can get a good amount done, or Exilern can for magic, but perhaps still Thompson. First player to get 15 denies. I want to lean towards... Well, that's a little bit rough, but maybe Ana. There you go.
Thank you, John. You sounded very confident with those predictions. I appreciate that.
Absolutely not.
We move into game number 2. Bit of a group up here from RSG in that dire jungle. 5-man group up here, looking to maybe secure a first blood in an early team fight. They do draw a line down towards the other side of the map, so they really want to force this fight. Catch T1 off guard. T1 on the other side, not going to get caught out. RSG, they've run out of time anyway. And there was an observer ward watching their position all along, so it won't really matter. It's going to be a 2-for-2 trade on the bounty, so another nice even start between these two teams. And as per usual, John, let's start off with the mid lane here. You're going to have Exilern on his signature Death Prophet flying out. He is going to be against the Queen of Pain of Thompson. Of course, last laning stage, Exilern was trying extremely hard to be aggressive against the Morphling with his Primal Beast. It did not work out in his favor. This laning stage, John, at least in terms of hero matchups, what are we thinking?
I think it's actually pretty even. Like, DP tends to win out most mid lane matchups. You play with a Spirit Siphon fairly well, and you can just kind of clear out the creep wave very nicely with a Crypt Swarm. But Thompson should be able to trade nicely as well with a Shadow Strike. He gets a little bit of healing, he's going to have some wave clear with the Scream, and he's going to have the Blink in comparison to Exilern, who doesn't have mobility on hand. You can already see Exilern dropping fairly low from the back and forth there. You're going to have to kind of juggle around that regen. Rune advantage should be onto Thompson as well if he does manage to get the value point in the Blink. So it should be smooth sailing for him unless a support rotation comes in and catches him off guard.
What about that bot lane, Jonathan? You're going to have Zephyr, Cuckoo. They'll be against Zhao Bonbon and Zhao Yu. So the lane switch up is there. They naturally don't want to have to lane the Troll against the Razor. Make sure that does not happen. It's not so easy for Zhao Yu anyway on the offlane Marcy, but at the very least you do have a nice way of escaping with the rebound. I think that's what they're kind of playing off here. Even if you don't have that, you at least have the lift back of Zhao Bonbon to help you out. But it still should be a rather dominant lane here for Cuckoo and Zephyr, it feels.
Yeah, they should still have a lot of play. Once they're kind of able to just run down, get some slows off with a Plasma Field, and kind of connect that with Nature's Grasp, they could look to just chase down a hero, still have a great time in lane. Cuckoo's finding some farm. He's not slowing down Xiao Yu, but the earlier build-up for the Razor does feel like it's going to show up a little bit more. I mean, Xiao Yu, if he does hit his level 6 spike, can just melt these heroes, but there's a weird back and forth when you are Marcy versus Razor. Like, you have to choose whether or not you save a rebound for a retreat or for an offensive move.
Very, very true. Of course, that final lane up at top lane, MKS copying a fair bit of harassment here from Anna's Spirit Bear and Whitemon with those Eidolons. Roger is going to be there, so chances are he should not die. Even if he does get caught by the root of the Spirit Bear, he should have the Heavenly Grace to save, so MKS should be just fine in this top lane. In terms of farm, so far they are pretty much on par. 7 for 7 in terms of CS between these two position ones. And so I imagine this is going to be a pretty standard kind of farming lane between the two heroes. There's Roger. A bit of damage here from Whitemon, but they do farm up quite a lot of those Eidolons, and that's going to be some nice gold to go back the way of MKS.
Yeah, it's a decent amount of gold to come out. I think you're still all right with that. The Eidolons aren't worth too much, and Ana, as long as he's not the one being jumped on, it's fine.
Bot lane, drops low, Verifier is going to be there. Zephyr, he'll salve up. He's barely going to survive. No first blood to go the way of RSG quite yet.
They're trying to be aggressive, and I do appreciate that. They've got the level 2 rebound. They've got both the telekinesis and the fade bolt, so they can try to run someone down. It's just Tree and Protector is also fairly tanky. And again, if you do land on the wrong spot of the map, and the slows coming out from the grasp, the plasma field will allow Cuckoo to turn. So you kind of need to temper your aggression. Thompson's starting to comp a little bit more from mid. Axelern is starting to find his spacing here with the levels up on the Crypt Swarm. And he always has the threat of the rundown with Spirit Siphon. The value point and Blink is up. But when you're trading with Shadow Strike versus trading with Crypt Swarm, it does feel better for the Death Prophet there.
Oh, I love myself a duel. Here we go. The gauntlet's up again between Xiao Yu and Cuckoo. The offlaners having a go at each other. I do agree with your point, though. I mean, Exilern's having a really nice time this mid lane. Mind you, he was leading in CS last game around as well against the Morphling on the Primal Beast, but this is much more dominant so far. 21-8 compared to the 15-0 of Thompson. Exilern, again, he's very strong when it comes to playing this Death Prophet. He's already off to a fantastic start.
Yeah, he's going to have a good timing onto the 6. We'll see if that's something RSG will be able to group around. I think the one issue for RSG in playing around with something like that early timing from Death Prophet is that your support duo isn't the most active. Your rotations aren't that scary, and they'll try onto Whitemon just a bit here.
Give it a crack. They don't have any more slows, and Anna is going to cut them off. MKS does get rooted up by the bear, but does have the whirling axes. We'll just avoid the bear going any further. So again, just really trading farm. A little bit of harassment being traded as well, but no kills to come out topside either. At the very least, MKS, with all these Eidolons he's been farming, his CS is looking pretty darn good right now. He's 25-11 compared to the 18-6 of Anna. But again, I do think a lot of those are going to be Eidolons.
Yeah, and in terms of net worth, he is up there as well. All the cores of RSG are finding a much better time in their lanes and getting that initial farm up. So the slower pace is starting to benefit them, although...
Mid lane, Blink Away is going to be there. Xiaobonbon trying to get active here with Exilern. They don't have any points in the silence, though. Had they had 1 point, that probably would have been a kill on Thompson. They decide to go for the level 3 Spirit Siphon instead. And Thompson, oh, he blinks right into Xiaobonbon. Where's the vision? Thompson, he's going to drop. Cheeky plays from RSG. First blood to go the way of the Radiant. Very nice from Xiaobonbon. You love to see that positioning.
Yeah, he just sneaks behind. He knows Thompson will likely try to just get more. And he punished really well. Exilern getting some good damage off onto Zephyr. Might not have enough for the full kill, but he has the Exo.
He does have the Exo. Into Zephyr he goes. The action does begin. Meanwhile, Whitemon barely able to TP away on the Enigma. Zephyr doesn't look so lucky, but Thompson, he's here to try and help out. Exilern, he'll abuse the Spirit Siphon on the creep wave and will be able to survive a little bit longer. Thompson not at that level 6 mark yet, so couldn't throw Sonic Wave out to finish the job. And somehow Zephyr, off the back of Thompson, will survive.
Yeah, they do force Exilern to just TP all the way home, though. So the Exorcism doesn't actually do much onto that mid-tier 1. And you're pretty satisfied about that if you're tier 1. You don't lose your support. You did drop Thompson, but you stopped that push, and that does feel like a lot of the momentum of RSG. It's going to have to wait for another cooldown to go off first.
Radiant structures are
Mid lane.
fortified.
Thompson trying to be a little bit more aggressive here on the Quap. We'll force out the glyph here onto the tier 1 tower. Top lane, Anna. Spirit Bear is falling low, but here come the rotations. MKS out of position, trying to harass Anna, but this may cost him his own life. The Nature's Grasp, the Malefice, it's all there, and MKS is going to go down. The highest CS on the board has died. Anna, he'll be the one to take the kill, and that's going to feel very good for that lone Druid.
Cuckoo.
In trouble. Dispose is there. Xiao Yu, he has plenty of damage with the sidekick, but not while the static link is going. Cuckoo, very confident with that living armor to back him up as well. He will not drop.
It just goes back to that weirdness of having Marcy versus Razor. Like, you can save the rebound to get away from static link, but to go onto the Razor or anyone else, you need that rebound up. So it just feels like the Razor has the edge there every single time, forcing that choice out. Exilern.
Whitemon's around. No level 6 timing yet on the Enigma. He's only level 3, so XE Learn is going to be happy enough to keep chasing Whitemon, and it looks like he's got himself another kill. Very nice pick up there from XE Learn as Thompson. He's going to try and chase down Roger. Sonic Wave is up, but XE Learn's going to make it very hard to chase him down. The Death Prophet, so far, so good. 1-0-1 is the scoreline of XE Learn. Laning stage has gone extremely well against Thompson, and we're just waiting for the next EXO to maybe start pressuring that mid-tier 1 tower again.
Only a few seconds away from that cooldown. They're really dragging a lot of supports mid, and they just can't get too much done. EXO's up. Whitemon, he only really has the Malefice to scare them back. And it's not enough to really stop
Up,
XE Learn.
silence is there, they'll blow up
Oh.
Thompson. Nice lift there from Zhao Bonbon, and XE Learn this time, with the 1 point in the silence, is going to have plenty of controllers now. Zhao Yu does rotate, Whitemon gets caught out, that's going to be a second. This is more like the RSG we know and love, John.
Oh yeah, they're in form. I think all they had to do was really just force T1 to play a much more standard game. No messing around with a draft, nothing too strange, and this is just straightforward RSG. They get a strong lane for XE Learn. He plays these tempo mids that just kind of focus on objectives, just like his DK as well that he excels on. And they just kind of focus in on him. They have really good saving supports, decent enough hold coming out from Xiao Bonbon, and now they swing up top. MKS, he's got level 1 fervor, so it's not the fastest progress, but still more than enough to kind of work through the living armor if they want.
Absolutely. MKS, he'll get to work. Smoke is out from T1. They are trying to rotate up towards that top lane. T1 are trying to buy a bit of time. There's the glyph out. Through the dire jungle, Thompson and Whitemon, they are sneaking up from the backside. Problem is, Zhao Bonbon is there to break the smoke and not allow the pincer maneuver that T1 was trying to go for. Nice deny, though, from Zephyr. He does at least get the Tier 1 tower denied off as Zhao Bonbon is running. Heavenly Grace does buy him a little bit of time, but Thompson will eventually take down the Rubik, even finding the courier of Roger. But if you're RSG, you're very happy with that trade. You got the top Tier 1 tower. Even if it was denied off, who the hell cares? It's enough.
You open up the map more. You can invade that forward part of the top jungle, give MKS a really good spot to farm in as he builds into this Battle Fury. And the Battle Fury, it makes sense because you do feel like this could be a longer game with the Lone Druid. Speaking of, Ana.
Spell still is there. Zhao Bonbon has got his own Spirit Bear now.
Stolen.
it's even green. Look at that, Jonathan. You don't see that too often. A green bear coming up from Zhao Bonbon. They'll lift up the other. And the Spirit Bear, well, going down, is going to try for a TP away. Anna, oh, he's going to make it. No
What?
roots coming out from the Spirit Bear of Zhao Bonbon. Well, that's not very nice.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. I wonder, if you're a Rubik and you steal the bear, do you try to save it the entire time and give it your farm? I mean,
No.
you're not going to farm off, but sounds funny. Probably not. I mean, Xiao Bonbon is working towards the Ags. So he's going to have a nice set of spells to steal out, especially from, again, Whitemon when he
Sorry to
eventually
interrupt,
finds a
John.
6.
I just had to say off the back of your point there about the Rubik Spirit Bear. There was a bug once, wasn't there, where you had Rubik Spirit Bear, and if you give it items, the items just
All
disappear
right.
forever?
Yeah. If you
Yeah,
respawn
I
it,
don't know
it
if
just
that ever got fixed, John. I don't know if it ever got fixed.
It's true. Why is it normal colored when it gets disarmed? That's funny. It's
Yeah.
not green anymore when it's out of range, so.
It's a feature.
All right. Does it stay if you steal a different spell? Surely it does, right?
Sure, I don't
No,
think
okay.
so. Never mind, we'll find out later. Roger, he's going to drop mid lane. XE Learn, he might have the Spirit Bear this time from Anna. Goes to chasing. Never mind, it will survive as now the Sonic Wave. Thompson going to push back the Death Prophet. In comes a new Spirit Bear. And XE Learn, he will be punished. Anna, he'll take a double kill on the Lone Druid. That's a big pick off here for T1.
And that's a lot of gold to funnel out onto Ana. Working onto that Desolator timing we talked about earlier, once that's up, these objectives will just melt. And they're starting to make moves onto that mid. Whitemon still at 5.5, no threat of Black Hole to kind of sustain them through this. They will force out the Fortify under rotation out from MPS, but they are making moves
Cuckoo.
spot.
Yeah, bot lane, Cuckoo dropping low. The living armor keeping him alive, though. Thompson now dropping low as well. Zhao Yu, he's dropping the lowest, however, on the Marcies. He does try to run, but the Shadow Strike and the Scream from Thompson barely within range as now. He's gone a bit far, but the Fairy Fire is going to keep him alive. Zhao Yu cops the tip from Cuckoo. Cuckoo will not drop here on the Razor. That'll be another 2 kills the way of T1.
They're starting to feel themselves getting some aggression out, while RSG kind of wants to play that farm game. RSG has to work as a unit. You can't afford to kind of just have Learn and Roger just run up by themselves. Like, there's not enough play outside of the sustain game for the Death Prophet. You do need some damage up. You do need some additional control that Xiao Bon does provide. So you kind of want to play as a unit of 3 or 4. And you're at the point where Xiao Yu, once this BKB is up, should be a lot comfier in trying to join together. So you're really just buying space for MKS at that point. For T1, they managed to really give Ana space. They're just running away from where the bear is playing, allowing this farm, allowing this build-up. Number 2 in net worth on Ana. And again, once that Deso is up here, I mean, these towers are not going to last too long. You've got the Black Hole ready on White Maw now as well. It's a little bit of a threat, and you still have to watch for Xiao Bon. But that additional hold is ready if need be.
That it is. I mean, he won't have anything like a Blink or a BKB on White Mon, but it is that added factor, just that fear factor, right? Of where's the Enigma? Have we got a stun ready for him? Where's our Rubik? Is he ready to steal the spell? Speaking of that Rubik, John, I just realized Xiao Bon has an Ags queued up and is trying to farm it.
Yeah, he's had it queued for a while. I mean, he's been trying to save up for it. It's progressing nicely enough, and just the Ogre Axe at least makes you a little bit more durable as well. And again, he has a lot of spells to steal, so he's a lot to work up towards. And the question is whether or not he gets that fast enough. This game just feels a tiny bit slower for RSG, so you're not really able to snowball too much. They might find Ana if he's not careful, but he does run off at the right time.
Got the true form. Roger looking to cut him off, but he's just an Omni Knight, so kind of hard to catch Ana while the tier 1 bottom tower still stands. They will back their way out, and on the brighter side for RSG, even if you don't catch the Lone Druid, MKS is still out farming the Lone Druid right now and has the Battle Fury up. So his farm is set to escalate a lot quicker on the Troll Warlord. We'll be working onto the BKB, into the Aghanim Scepter. We'll have the Dispel with the Ags as well. Very, very effective here against the side of T1. MKS, very important. He maintains that net worth lead.
He's getting the space he needs as well. I think T1 does have information as to his farming patterns. That forward dark triangle ward is great over rotating mid.
Very DP from XE Learn. He does have Roger behind him, and that's going to give him the confidence to be in that position. As now the rebound, Cuckoo, he tipped earlier. Is he going to drop? Overgrowth is out. That'll put a hold to everything. Even the Exo pop, they really want this Razor. Zhao Yu chasing desperately. Even the silence on the Razor, but Cuckoo's fine. Walks right out. And they are going to get nothing out of this Exorcism being popped.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
It's
attack.
massive. Well, it's a long cooldown spell. RSG might feel pressure to rush. The scan does spot them in that area, and they will go in. Thompson's got a flank. There's a ward that does spot him out here, though.
They feel very forced to try and make this Roshan play because the Exo was used. Thompson, oh, he's under vision. He gets lifted up. The silence there as well. Thompson, he's a big pick-off, but he still gets the blink away. Xiao Bon chasing him down, but cannot cancel the TP. Still, this does open up the Roshan once again. Problem is, Exo is now gone. So it's up to MKS to get the damage out with Zhao Yu. More TPs incoming. Roshan very low now. You don't have the Quap to blink in and try for a steal. Plasma Field is there, but it's too late. Roshan, it did bash for a moment, but MKS still picks up the Aegis. Even the Guardian Angel being popped is now Cuckoo. He'll rush in. XE Learn in trouble. Roger's already gone. The DP will drop as well. Cuckoo will take it. At the very least, RSG do secure the Aegis. Hell, even Roshan was trying to help out T1 there. John with that final hit bash, leaving the Aegis on the deck. Luckily, Thompson, he was not around to take us out. MKS will get slowed up.
Radiant's middle
He's not going to get dived past the tier 2, though.
Yeah, for T1, that still feels bigger for them. They find a kill on the mid. They take over at the triangle. They should know there are a couple of wards now in this area. And you're at the point where Ana with the Deso can just melt these objectives on a turn. Still TPing out, trying to find punishment.
Get the Spirit Bear. Slow is there. Ana could try for the respawn if he wishes. We'll go for the Fear instead. Still running. T1 is around if they really want to force a fight. The Spirit Bear is just casually walking away. Zephyr is out with the overgrowth as well. He might just pop it. It's a great position for T1, but they don't even need it. Xiao Yu's gone. T1 will just slowly creep their way back towards the Radiant Triangle as the Spirit Bear is giving all the vision. They won't find anything else, though.
Yeah, no need to rush. They're saving up for some spikes. Whitemon could just rush into the blink here. He's got 2.3k in the bank. We have not seen him have to use the black hole. He does opt for the mech instead. I'm probably just going for, yeah, going straight for the raid pack right afterwards. All aura here, not even needing the black hole this game, as the threat for the Rubik is annoying. With the Aegis still on hand on RSG though, he might force something.
Whitemon looking to tank the gank here for the team. Does end up going down. Quick pick off here from RSG. Finding the pos 5 of T1. You'd love a bit more if you're RSG. Looking for a bit of a chase, but we'll find nobody else. Though I say that, Cuckoo, he will be eventually spotted in the dire triangle, but they're not in position to make the jump yet. In fact, rebound is there now. Xiao Yu, he'll go in. Cuckoo, this time, alone for now. Has the living armor. There's your overgrowth. Zephyr, he will not be able to save the day. They will take him out. Cuckoo is gone, and now XE learn. He wants a little bit more. They'll catch Zephyr out on the tree, and that'll be a second. And with the XO up, RSG, they should have an opening for this tier 2 mid tower. T1, can they defend this? Anna's popped the true form. It looks like they're going to try and slow this one down. Spirit Bear in. Fear is there. Sonic Wave will find Roger. That's the Omni Knight. Now the roots are out. The ensnare's locking down the Marcy. There is no escape. No tier 2 tower to go for RSG. They will be forced to retreat.
That's a great defense coming out for T1. It looks a little bit wonky, dropping your supports like that, but of course do have enough in them to just kind of get it done themselves. RSG, Aegis still stands for 2 minutes. They're trying to get something out with it, but it doesn't feel like MKS can just fully commit with a secondary life. His BKB is almost done, 300 gold away. That could be the timing for RSG to kind of start playing off the back of this troll. But as T1's just allowed to drag this game, I mean, Battle Fury Troll is still losing out to the Lone Druid of Ana. Like, the farm is still ramping up on this Lone Druid. The bear is just becoming this massive threat. AC is almost done on Ana, and once that bear is set, it's kind of ready.
MKS, not able to lock down Thompson. Xiao Yu is looking for a rebound angle. Is going to go in, but misses Zephyr. Dust was there, but that also misses. Now they'll see the Treant, but he's okay to back off. RSG, they just want the tier 2 mid tower. But the living armor makes it so hard with all that bonus armor being provided. MKS still trying. Xiao Yu with the jump in has found this Zephyr Treant and will take him out. Great place from RSG. Can they force high ground? MKS seems like he wants to try. There is 45 seconds left on this Aegis. Rebound is out from Xiao Yu, but Cuckoo, he does avoid it. Meanwhile, MKS dropping rather low. Aegis only 30 seconds away from expiring, and they don't want to risk it anymore. In the meantime, as you can see, Anna, he was split pushing the bot lane, but Xiao Bon is there to defend on the Ruby.
Yeah, they can't quite just freely take objectives just yet. Ana still has to keep his body a bit close. Probably not going to be going for the Axis game as well, unless the game goes ultra late. So we'll have to watch himself a little bit more. With the opening from mid, RSG, they have some play potential. They've got a little bit more map control, maybe slightly easier Roche access if they do manage to find the outpost in top jungle. T1 for their part, I mean, they're still in a pretty comfy spot. They're not far behind, less than 1k lead. Most of that in the core matchup from XLRN, really. That seems to be where most of the farm differential's at, along with Xiao Bon. Smoke out here from T1. They've got all their spells ready. We haven't, again, ever seen the black hole from Whitemon because of Xiao Bon's presence. So there is still that threat if you somehow find a fight without the Rubik here.
So only 8 to 12. It's been a very slow game between these two teams. We've seen pickoffs here and there, but no massive team fights broken out yet. No 5-on-5s is what I'm saying here, John. And Xiao Yu Jump is there onto the Marcy, but he's got a BKB. Nice rebound out. They got the overgrowth to lock him down, but Zhao Yu now looking for a turnaround. Has found Cuckoo. Will force out another BKB as Whitemon on the side. Ready with the Black Hole, but the silence is going to put an end to that. They'll lift up Whitemon and take him out. Sonic Wave even being committed, and now Anna. Got hit a few times by the Marcy, but doesn't really take too much damage. Is looking to back up, but RSG are not. They will go for a chase. They've got the 4v5 advantage. They know the ultis are down. They want a bit more. Anna, he's going to try and fight back with the Heavenly Grace and the Guardian Angels. They are there. Fear is out there from Anna. He'll force them back once again. Exi Learn, he'll keep trying for the Spirit Bear, but it's still not going to be enough. Instead, the rebound, it will at least land onto Cuckoo. But these living armors make everyone so tanky. Nevertheless, RSG surrounding him by 5. They will take him out. Though Zephyr, he's in again. Going for a bit of a root onto Zhao Bon. Now Thompson, MKS, he's in danger. Forced to pop the Battle Trance. Will go onto the Spirit Bear. And eventually should find it, and will, though Anna, he'll respawn the bear now. Back on a Roger. They've got the Omni Knight. That'll be 1 down. T1 looking for a bit more. Will start rushing as Cuckoo. He'll voice line from the graveyard. In goes Thompson onto Exi Learn. A Great Nature's Grasp holding two of them down. Zhao Bon, he's got the fear out. It's not going to be enough though. He will drop to Anna, and they'll even find Exi Learn. RSG, they are trying so hard to punish T1. Get maximum value out of these fights, but T1, they turn it every single time.
It feels like RSG is just over-committing for these prolonged fights. Like once you found those key pickoffs, once you pop that Guardian Angel, you don't have much more play left. T1, they've got pretty low cooldown spells. They've got this really jumpy quap from Thompson that you don't have the best control for. And you just kind of have to temper yourself here. You don't even have this BKB on Exi Learn. So it's not like your DP can stand front line that safely yet. You don't have the... I mean, you have some good sustain coming out from Roger, but, you know, it's not like the big flash heals, although...
Here we go again. Battle Trance is available for MKS, but there are 5 heroes from T1 moving in. Big Sonic Wave out with the fear. There's just no chance. Anna and Thompson, they'll take down 2. And with the T1 group up towards the top lane, AC finished on the bear. It's time to maybe go for another T2 tower. Or at least their first T2 tower. But they will rotate mid lane instead. Maybe just not ready for it yet. As long as they're farming, they'll be happy. You are up against a Troll Warlord after all, and against the Lone Druid, against the Razor, it's not the most amazing matchup when you get into the late game for the Troll.
No, it's not an easy one for MKS, and they just kind of set themselves up for that. Cuckoo's last pick Razor just works out well in this draft.
Rebound, Zhao Yu, that's aggressive. He does have a BKB. He's got the Omni Knight to Heavenly Grace. They will put an end to the tier 2 push going on. Plenty of damage being dealt, but not quite enough to finish the job off. Zephyr, top lane, might just be a little bit annoying, but Zhao Yu seems to know he is around somewhere. Zephyr, though, gives him the buck and just TP's right out of it. No problem. So state of the game now, 10 to 17, T1 1k ahead. RSG, they've been putting on a great performance, much better than game number 1. Still feels like T1 are favored in this game too, based off how the game's going. John, is there anything in particular you feel RSG need to do to really try and start dominating this game too?
Like, they have been finding the support duo just fine. I think they need to be able to maybe put a handle on Thompson or Anna. Like, you need to stop this Quap from just jumping in and out. Your hold for the Queen of Pain isn't particularly amazing. Like, you have to be able to land this long duration silence up from Exi Learn on the DP, and then just hope to goodness that MKS can get some roots off in between as well, to kind of just get that damage off. And once you do take care of Thompson, you do lose that disruptive factor in these fights. The Ag's fully up now as well on MKS, as you've been calling out, Mike. So the self-dispel and the enemy dispel on hand here for the Troll to play with should give more tools for MKS to kind of do what he wants in the middle here. But T1, they just play it safe. They keep getting that farm up. They keep getting the build up. Once Cuckoo has this Heaven's Halberd, your window for MKS just becomes pretty damn tough to find.
Certainly is. It certainly is, John. That halberd's going to play a lot of dividends here. Rather pay a lot of dividends for T1, I'm sure. Fun fact, Jonathan, this whole game, I don't believe we've seen one black hole being committed yet by Whitemon.
No.
It's a bit sad for Zhao Bonbon. In fact, hold that thought. Zhao Yu made a jump in, but will make a jump right back out. But for Zhao Bonbon, he hasn't even had the chance to steal the spell yet.
Yeah, I think Whitemon really understands and respects just how well Xiao Bonbon can play that Rubik. Black Hole, it's not the hardest spell in the world to steal either. So you just play it safe. You don't give that opening for RSG. It feels if RSG had something like the Black Hole, these team fights would end up way differently. And the fact that T1's been finding these wins without having to use that team fight control means that, well, if you didn't need to cast it before, why start casting it now?
Dire are scanning.
5-man smoke. RSG. They get some wards down on the high ground, but that's really about it. T1 are still holding their own dire jungle high ground, so they seem more than comfortable just waiting for this smoke to come in. Instead, RSG are going to try and force the Roshan. But the Eidolons, they had vision of this. So T1 is well aware Roshan has been started. Second Roshan of the game. There's that halberd you brought up earlier. Cuckoo's got it up now. That's going to make life a lot harder for MKS. Bashes out from Roshan. Silence there. Zhao Yu, he'll jump in. Whitemon will drop immediately. A nice start for RSG. No Enigma to worry about. T1 still trying to move in. Roshan getting low. There's a Sonic Wave out. Thompson! He takes the Aegis away from MKS! Oh, here we go. Zephyr, he'll pop the overgrowth. Still RSG, they are winning this team fight. Thompson, he'll blink away, but the rebound. Zhao Yu, he's having none of it. He wants to punish Thompson, but he's the one to go down. In we go, Anna. He'll rejoin the fight. Spirit Bear rushing. He wants something for his trouble. Zhao Bonbon might just have to be the target, but he'll get Blinker. Nice spell still away from Zhao Bonbon, but Thompson still on the chase. Wants the Rubik, but he will be okay. What an Aegis snatch away from Thompson.
Oh, man. That Sonic Wave pushback just to give himself a little bit of window to pick up that. Aegis cuts off any advantage RSG wants. Like, they find the supports, cost them their offlane. They do force a buyback out, but it's not the biggest deal in the world here for T1 on the supports. They are getting massive on their course, like Thompson now with Kai Sanj. Very hard to pin down, and MKS.
Yes. He doesn't have Battle Trance for another second. It's available now, but he's going to have 0 damage in this if he can't get out. Thompson will not be able to slow him down. In fact, now the turnaround. RSG, they want to punish once again, but can they? Anna, he's around.
Oh, no.
No, the fear's out. No Battle Trance to come, and there's no buyback on MKS. This is not good. They're onto the high ground. Great fear from the Spirit Bearer of Anna. Just using the Savage Roar, and we've got problems now, John. We have big problems for RSG. High ground has been started by T1.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that just melts.
It really does.
Yeah, I don't know if you can stop this right now on the side of RSG. You don't have Unleash for 40 seconds, no Troll for 30. That half minute's more than enough to clear out these 2 set of racks.
It's rough. There goes one. At least they have their tier 2 top tower, so you can't get Mega. You can get tier 4 if T1 are feeling extra spicy, but you cannot get Mega. Nullify now up on Anna.
It's a tough one. Nullifier just totally removes the Guardian Angel as a factor. Like, even if you use that to kind of dodge Anna and Cuckoo's damage, he's got a solution on hand. 13k net worth lead, 13 to 21 here for T1. The tier 2 tower, as you mentioned, still protecting RSG from full megas. But there's really nothing stopping T1 at this point. Again, they've been taking these fights without having Whitemon to use the Black Hole. I want to see him just go 0 Black Holes this game now. Just never use it. Why did he even use a skill point in it? He has it at level 2. Why? Just max out Midnight Pulse and get stats. You don't need that spell.
It's the 5-head play from Whitemon. They can't steal this spell if I never use it. It's genius. You're right, John. Why even to skill it? It could have been the first game where Enigma just never skills Black Hole. The history of Dota. Whitemon, you could have made history, sir, but you didn't do it. You didn't do it, Whitemon. In we go. 5-man smoke against a 4-man smoke, but T1's got the higher ground. They saw Rexy learn. They're going to jump in, force the BKB out. Thompson, he'll get silenced up, but he's got his own BKB as Xiao Yu jumps in onto the bear. Anna in trouble? Not really, though. They overgrowth Xiao Yu up. Heavily Grace. It's going to buy a little bit of time for Xiao Yu to rebound out. Nobody dead quite yet on either side. So T1, they might need to back, though. Xiao Yu does drop now. Thompson, able to secure the kill on the Queen of Pain. Cuckoo, still looking to move in again. Looking to put a lid onto this game is T1. The much stronger team right now. The clock is ticking, says Cuckoo. And he's not wrong. RSG, they've got to find a way to defend this high ground. They're onto the final tier 3 tower. Look at that tower.
God.
It's gone. Anna annihilates it. In with the nullifier. MKS is gone. He'll buy back this time. He's got the gold available. Battle Trance is still up. But the Raxes have gone. This bear is not fair. Oh, the roots are out as well. The overgrowth from Zephyr. There goes XE Learn. Onto the tier 4 towers. GG's called. They've seen enough. Please leave us alone. T1 proving to be way, way, way too strong here against RSG. And there's your black hole out. Enjoy. People wanted in the chat. Whitemon, he's a man of the people. He'll throw the black hole out eventually. No spell still for Zhao Bonbon.
No, if I know Whitemon, if I know chat, they would have wanted no black holes at all. And just maybe a big whiff at the end on the Ancient. You know, the Ancient's the objective, the Ancient's what you black hole. It's still T1
Cuckoo's very
looking
happy.
as
Look at
dominant
that.
as ever. Yeah, he's just smiling. He is
Cuckoo.
stuck smiling. He
He's a
needs some
statue.
help. Yeah, he needs some help. He's happy stiff now. And well, the side of T1 showing us again. They can run these more standard drafts. You can ban out the Morphling and Marcy.
Someone help
all
Cuckoo.
you want.
Someone help Cuckoo out. He's stuck. He's lagging, John.
You know what it is? It's March. He did something to Cuckoo just to have him be focused, and that's March's regiment live. But RSG, look, they take care of the Morphling. They pick up the Marcy themselves. And they force T1 to play a more standard game, and we do get a more standard draft out here from T1. Maybe the Enigma support could be argued to be less standard. You had a perfect game for